There's nothing wrong with letting people who love you help you. Not that I love you. I just met you.
So, where is your nephew?
I've been tracking him, actually. His life has recently changed and is going through very difficult times. He's trying to figure out who he is, and he went away.
So, now you're following him.
I know he doesn't want me around right now, but if he needs me, I'll be there.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the world Twitch. We are here once again to do stuff with the letter. Oh my god. Also, my computer's having a heart attack. Besides that though, we just gonna be out here trying to do a little bit of some fun stuff. Let me just wait for the letter to be building up on my end of the screen. Don't worry about it, y'all. Don't worry about it. We just having some lo-fi in the background. Just having some lo-fi in the background. It's fine. It's all good. It's all grand. Also, I'm sorry for just cutting off and running before for like the last stream beforehand, cause my neighbors are rude as hell. Just so goddamn rude. Like, I apologize on so many different levels. Jesus, there's so much goodness I want to play on this song playlist. I really want the letter to boot up because I'm like, bruh, I want to play this game. I don't want to load on my PS4 right now. Wait, updating the fuck? Jesus, mother flipping Christmas. There you go. I have my mascot in the corner. Even though it's not my mascot, it's a long story. Oh, finally it's loading. I'm sorry, I'll play more lo-fi stuff when it's time to just do a talking stream. Till then though, we about to do this bitch like right here, right now. Hi, Nikki. I need to make sure the letter is actually loading, because oh my flippin' Christmas. If you ain't loading, I swear to Allah himself, I will toss you into the maw of 1,000 tigers. But hey, wouldn't you say lions? No. I wouldn't disrespect lions like that. You fucking crazy. Hell no. You got one job here, Yang Mobile. I just have to make sure I have to update everything real quick. Now, where were we again? It's been a minute since I played this. I was supposed to play this sometime last week, but I plumb forgot. So now I have to wait for the game to catch up with everything. I really wish I could have bought. Yeah. That is a bunch of games, Nikki. You gotta be more specific. That's like a bunch of games. If I could go over the top 15 games I've hated, oh boy, that list would piss off so many people. Oh god. So many FPS people would be like, how dare you? These are masterpieces, these are glorious. These are just games that you play when you're just like, oh, I know how to shoot a gun. But you really don't know how to shoot a gun. Meanwhile, you give me a sniper rifle. Ooh boy, you better make sure I like you. 'Cause several miles away. Anyway, aside from me just pointing out that I really hate guns. Later. I need you to start working, like, today. Okay, to be fair, I hated Arendelle the most, and the story, when you think about it, makes absolutely no goddamn sense. Mostly because they had to retcon their own continuity like 8 times to make it something substantial. That's how you know a game is just bad, when you have to retcon it so much that it's not even coherent. First draft, it's like, okay, I understand you got to retcon it. Then like 8 different drafts later, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is just terrible. Just goddamn awful. Draft number 3 to 4 were nice enough. Oh, we're here again! Where we're now just finding out that Hannah has the best chest in the whole game. Wonderful. Let's see. Isabella, who gives a shit about you? Hannah, we playing as you. Zach, who, according to Hannah's mindset, is a snack! Sexy-ass Marianne. Bitchy-ass Rebecca. Why are you even here? And worst version of Takahata 101. I'm apparently getting a Skype call right now. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me answer this call, because this is just very strange. Oh boy. Did I miss anything in the journal, like, that I care about? Sexy! Oh, right, we were talking about, her love of a asshole, and her love of drinking. Yeah, her love of asshole, her love of drinking. So yeah, we're right on task.
Such a violent reaction. A simple no would have sufficed.
But she likes to take it up the butthole because she loves Jesus.
Many here would be happy to hear it.
And I haven't been looking at him.
Bullshit. What's next? You're gonna say that the only reason I go on Instagram is to not talk to Becca? Oh, you are so silly.
That's right. You've been staring. Quite heatedly, in fact.
Just like how I was staring at that tall gentleman with the dreadlocks that took photos of me earlier today.
Although I'm not sure if you look like you want to kiss him or kill him.
Could be both. I mean, have you heard his ringtone?
It's more the latter currently.
Again, have you heard that ringtone? Also, there's a Shannon here. But yeah, have you heard that ringtone? I'd want to kill him my damn self. Mr. Deluxe City up in this bitch.
Just don't go murdering him on my property.
I'll murder him where I want to. You can't rule me. You ain't my wife. I don't have to do what you have to ask of me. So go fuck yourself.
I don't want to walk into a room and suddenly find a body there.
Sounds like a personal problem there. I waver as I feel the burning of someone's stairs. It is chilling, and though I am used to enduring the gaze of others, this one makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. That phrase always confuses me about hairs on the back of someone's neck, because I've tried looking at the back of my neck for hairs. Look, Shannon, if you were expecting me to not have ADD, you were expecting way too much of me. It's Tuesday. I've had a terrible past 2 days because of my own health being like, you got a cold. Now you don't have a cold. Now you have a stomach bug. And I'm like, can I ever win? and then I had to do something someone paid me to do. They're just like, you didn't know how to say a Haitian name right. I'm like, I don't speak Haitian, so how was I supposed to know? And they were just like, I need you also to do it in a tone of like Daredevil. I'm like, which Daredevil? There's been like 14 Daredevils. Yeah, expecting me to sit still for 1 to 2 minutes and not just be like, oh, well, I could just knock out an hour-long stream. It's not like I have all night with my friends. Oh my god! You had a nose job! Look at this ugly-ass bitch with her nose job! She looks hideous! My attention is pulled from the girl, and I see a woman staring at me. Dark hair and dirty and oh so ugly. She looks more like a beggar than a guest. And I have half the mind to call the security at her when my mouth breaks out into a grin. All I hear is her laughing, taunting. Her stare makes my blood run cold. She looks like a Rosegate fan. She looks at me like I am nothing but a pig to slaughter for her amusement. It makes my hand shake and I nearly drop my drink. It's like watching the pilot for Has-Been Hotel and thinking that it doesn't have plot holes and inconsistency with its narrations. Oh, the humanity. But then, in a blink, she's gone, and the buzz of the party returns as we're talking about things that aren't just good animation, but terrible in the storytelling, or just badly animated for a Minecraft roleplay.
I'll keep that in mind, but are you alright?
No, not really. I mean, I had to run upstairs like 8 times. 6 of those times were because people wouldn't leave me the fuck alone, but that's because people don't understand boundaries. But aside from all that, I don't know if you heard Rebecca, but I had to really do this on the 3rd thing, plus Becca's not really having a good day, so that kind of made me feel sad because I want her to have all the best days. Things have just been very, very weird to where I'm just like, why are you like this, life? And then life is just like, because I fucking hate you all! And then I found out from people that there's not going to be a sequel to Coraline anytime soon, which made me even more depressed. And then people still won't make a Gargoyles remake. It's just a very rough time. Oh, you're talking about Hannah. Alright, fuck you then.
Yes, sorry. I just thought I saw something strange. It must be the trick of the light. Anyway, on a right, as you must already know.
Rebecca Gales.
What now?
Gales.
The name is familiar, like a fond memory. Maybe she was taken by a man named Carlos several years ago for a parent being a terrible, terrible person for abusing their child, aka a baby. But we'll never really know. I recall a kind lady, a private tutor, who treated me like her own daughter when I was young. She taught me everything about how to be a dancer on the pole. Her name was Pamela Anderson. She'd even bring me food when there was no need to do so. Usually stovies, which I honestly haven't been too keen about, though I ate them nonetheless because she brought them for me. I don't do peasant food. What's next? You're gonna say I eat Cheetos? What are those for peasants?
Oh, the professor! And your little Becky!
Huh?
My parents couldn't make it since they're in Scotland right now. And Mom says hi, by the way. But yeah, that's me. Little Becky. We met once before.
It was when you were on stage trying to dance for my father.
Yes, oh, I remember you! You were the cutest little thing with glasses! And when we met, you were having boy troubles with this lad called something with an A. What was it again? Aaron, Alan, Adele, Albert, Alexander, Andrew?
names that Shannon, Laurel, and I will probably be using in upcoming shows aside, no. The more I list off names, the more red and the more quiet Becky gets. She starts to look a bit miserable as her body language shows discomfort and stiffness. Perhaps I have triggered a horrid childhood memory. Surely, I haven't been mean when she visited with her mother. I didn't quite remember at all. It was a blacked-out night with a lot of MDMA in my drinks.
Ashton! Ash! That man is that boy! The same one.
Well, I mean, anyone whose name is Ash is kind of just fucked up, but that's from personal reasons aside.
Oh, goodness me! After all these years!
I heard he has a small,
I can see why, though. He's quite dashing.
but with a teeny tiny...
You don't really need to announce it to everyone with an earshot, you know? Keep it down.
I'm so sorry, but it really is cute.
Why me? You know what? I'm not even gonna try and bullshit this. If we get to the end of the chapter in like the next couple of minutes, I'm just gonna stop because I can't with Hannah right now. I just can't. I can't with this. I just really can't. Like, wow. And a tad bit sad.
So, this is a nice party, Miss Wright.
Mrs. Wright.
Please, Anna's fine. We're friends of a sort, aren't we? We must be friends, seeing as I know about your little infatuation, Becky.
I wouldn't call that infatuation and more like a fixation over a boy whose ringtone is the most annoying thing in the world. Plus he has like 6 fingers on each hand, so he's kind of an alien creature from another planet. Although I found out from redoing a review for Animorphs, he might be an Andalite here to save us all from the Yerks. Dated jokes aside.
Don't you worry, dearie. You'll have your happy ending yet.
Mostly if you just use 3 fingers, you can then reach the happy ending circle.
I'm not too concerned about that, am I? That's not what I'm looking for.
But I will keep that in mind about the trick.
Oh? And what makes you think that? Doesn't everybody want their happy ending?
No, I'm not gonna make that. I'm not gonna make a double whammy joke about that. Nope. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be nice today.
The idea of happy endings sounds like they're just for fairy tales.
Or Shrek.
And they are, sorta.
Especially for Shrek.
I don't think you can just sit around, trapped in some tower and hope for the best.
Unless you're counting about Fiona waiting for Shrek.
If you love them, you have to fight for it, right?
Well, yeah, but this isn't Fables. You're not Snow White, and there is no Bigby Wolf. AKA, you can't have the greatest fictional relationship in a fantasy fairy tale setting because you suck, Rebecca. Just accept it.
You're not just going to sit there and hope that everything will just fix itself on its own. Like everything, you have to work at it.
Like killing the IRS.
But what do I know?
There is Grimace, although she starts to relax around my presence. How long has it been since we met his children? Certainly a long time. I mean, she's filled out very nicely for Father. I wonder how Father's doing. She was tiny back then, if I recall correctly.
I'm sure the daughter of the 2 greatest professors I've ever known is smart enough to know what she's talking about.
Have you met Rebecca? Talking to Rebecca is like talking to a super devoted DC fan that says that everything that's done in the movies is right and everyone is wrong to judge them for criticizing anything. Like, meeting a female DC fan that's super obsessed with comic books is kind of a deadly thing, because it's like, what they did for Birds of Prey was a masterpiece. What they did for Justice League was phenomenal. What they did for Batman v Superman was groundbreaking. And anyone that has a negative opinion is a weak simp or beta male who truly needs to be shot into the sun. Talking to them is like talking to Rebecca, is what I'm getting at.
But have you told him how you feel?
Oh, several times, but then he leaves in the morning to then just... Yeah, I'm not gonna finish that statement because there's a Shannon in the room.
And it's been what? 20 years?
She's been trying to get after him for 20 years, baby.
17, actually.
Oh, sorry, 17. Either way. Super, super desperate on Doug Funny and Patty Mayonnaise levels.
But no, not yet. He can be a bit dense.
Well, I mean, I've heard his ringtone, so...
I was hoping that maybe he'd notice on his own and...
You're expecting a guy to notice signs?
Well, that won't do. What if you two become husband and wife? He's not to be dense when he's sworn himself to another person. Why, you might just as well consider leaving before the day's even begun.
If that happens, I'll have to give him a good ear bashing, won't I?
What?
Whoever anyone ends up with, it's not going to be a perfect relationship anyway.
Game, you just love reminding me that I'm divorced, don't you?
There's going to be things you'll love and things you'll hate about the other person. We're just humans. It's funny. Here I am, trying to give you advice when you did the very same thing back then. I remember you giving me a makeover when we were still kids. And you were the first I told anyone about my... crush.
I do remember now that she mentions it. We were watching The Princess Diaries for the first time. And I discovered I was bisexual because Anne Hathaway was just oh so scrumptious. Did I give her that yellow sundress or the pink blouse and petticoat? She must have kept some of what I said to mind. It feels ridiculous remembering all of that years later, talking about boys and how they go crazy for pretty girls, as if it's some gossip every woman should adhere to. It was so easy to say such things then, with me not knowing any better. Though, looking at her now, she must have kept some of what I said in mind. Perhaps I did say something good at that time, enough for her to take it to heart. But all that didn't matter in the moment as I mull over what she's said in my head. What Becky told me is very different from what Marianne told me. There is no time to ponder over that, however, as a hush descends upon the once lively crowd. The music of strings and the chatter slows to a grinding halt as the doors from the foyer opens. The last of the latecomers should have arrived moments ago, and anyone else this late would simply be so embarrassed to show their face. So this can only be one person, or rather, one man. There is only one man who is audacious enough to arrive at his own party so late.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Enjoying the party?
This is a party? Damn it! This is what happens when me and Shannon and Laurel leave the bake sale early. We end up at a party where there's not enough regular drinks for the person that's gonna be the DD, aka me. All that's left is just water for Shannon and Mike's Hard Lemonade for Laurel. But there ain't any sort of lemonade for me. There ain't no iced tea for me. I got a long drive ahead of me. Yes, you did. We just left it. Where do you think we got the Danishes? Jesus, this is what happens when we leave a bake sale early. We end up at a party we didn't even ask for.
I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the Wright Mansion.
I hope you just choke to death on that pun. Just choke to death on that pun. Unlike I, who was raised in the spotlight and simply grew used to its presence, he sought it out every chance he could, even when there was no spotlight that shone. What bake sale did I go to? The one we were talking about 2 weeks ago. We said, and I quote, "We found a bake sale. It's got all the best pastries from America and from France." I just wanted the American stuff, but they also brought Danish sweets. I needed the danishes, you wanted the cookies and pies. Most because Riku wanted to come, but Riku said she's busy. So I was like, I'll take the danishes, you carry the cookies, Laura will handle the pies. That's why when we tried to drive back, I was like, I'm tired, let's just pop in for a minute. And here we are at this gaudy ass party. There's no more wine coolers. All that's left is water, Mike's Hard Lemonade, and some bullshit ass other means of alcohol, and I'm the one driving. This party sucks. He did so quite brilliantly under the scrutiny when he channels his showmanship. You can tell by the way people's eyes light up as he speaks. How they listen enraptured, even if all he's doing is a simple greeting. A little wave of his hand here, small smile there, and a bit of swagger. Hold on, let me switch screens from dashboard to... Shannon, you just scared the shit out of me. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? On my end, I can see my mascot. She's moving. I'm confusion. Oh god, I can hear myself again. Anyway, I always tell him that if he is not to be a businessman, he'll do as an entertainer. I love this side of him, especially when he looks at me and he beckons me over to humbly share his place. Not a single second is wasted as I excuse myself from Becky's side and make my way to Luke's.
Welcome, one and all, to our humble abode.
I swear I can't hear anything but Ghost Nappa from his voice. Well, Ghost Nappa, or Alucard, or Cell, or Deadpool. Like, Kurt, you have such a good range. I wish you did more. I want to hear you in a breakout role. Just have me sit in a room with this man so I can just be like, yo, let's do business.
Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are our ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen, if you would excuse my presumptuousness. So, enjoy the feast that has been laid out for your senses as we only allowed the best to be served.
Please slap yourself.
Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone!
I will not. There's a round of applause, cheers, and even some hoots. Woo! Back to normal. Guests approach us left and right to shake Luke's hand and greet him personally, praises on their lips. It is because of this that I did not see her. I did not see her until she is dangerously close, with fear in her eyes, and she's already spitting venom. What the fuck? Who the hell are you? And why do you have dreadlocks? No, wait, no, those are braids. Why do you have braids? Johannes restrains her, taking care not to unnecessarily harm the pregnant woman. Why do you have braids, though? Also, can I have those braids? I don't need them for me, I just want them to draw. Can I have your braids to draw? I just want your braids so I can draw them. Is that weird? That kind of sounds a little weird. But can I have your braids? That is little to deter her rage, and the man has no choice but to let her go, lest an unborn child is hurt. Although it might be too late for that, as I see an emptied glass of wine in her hand. How much has she imbibed? I don't know that word. I mean, they are kind of shitty, but I need them for a character who's kind of a literal shit stain. So it kind of works.
Are you feeling ill, Rochelle? Perhaps you need to sit down and...
No! Shut it, you monster! I ain't talking to you! I'm talking to this scumbag over here!
Well, is it the scumbag holding the glass, or that one guy in the background just like, I like jelly beans? Like, there are a lot of scumbags in this room. And for some odd reason, I see Alejandro in the crowd as well. But that's beside the point.
You bloody bastard, standing there with your smarmy smile!
She interrupts me, jabbing her finger in my direction before she rounds on Luke. Even as whispers and murmurs break out among the guests, all I can focus on is the heat of the moment. Obviously intoxicated, judging by the smell of alcohol and everything. I'm not ticked off about this little display of hers, at least not yet. But I'm absolutely pissed at the fact that she'd endanger her own baby by drinking. There's a considerable amount of restraint and grace that I must exercise while I wait for her tantrum to subside. Wait, where are you playing? Yeah, Hannah. I'm playing as Hannah. So I had to switch it up to my gentlemanly voice of a Oh shit! I'm already super ahead. Oh god, y'all are getting things way ahead of schedule. I am so sorry. This is a second save file. I apologize. Luke's expression, on the other hand, is indecipherable.
Watch your tongue! You're on thin ice, Rochelle.
So, kind of just to gloss over the stuff that you missed, we had breakfast with Marianne. We were talking to Rebecca about some stuff at the party, which we already saw the conclusion of. And here we are now. We also had a fight with Luke, and we saw the dead bitch earlier. I'll do a restream of everything on that file. I think. I don't know. Like, let's just say I fucked up, and we're gonna fix that at a different date. Just for now, bear with me.
Where's your husband? Who even invited you?
Luke, I'm still wondering why me, Shannon, and Laurel were invited in. We're not on the guest list. We got, like, stuff to do. I mean, we gotta do Season 3 of Asunder at, like, 3 in the morning. We gotta do Season 5 of Lost Tides. We gotta do Season 3 of that one show that Laurel wants to keep hush-hush about. I mean, come on, man. We got stuff to do. Why are we allowed in here? We just came back from a bake sale.
I did.
And I told you with great emphasis not to. Now we have a drunk, hormonal, pregnant woman causing a stir.
Yeah, I want to know how we got in. We don't like you, Luke. And we barely know Hannah. Like, how did we get in? I mean, we know how Nocturne got in. He's rich. But we're just simple entertainers. We don't even know you.
What is even going on?
That's what I'm wondering. I was just about to ask that exact same thing.
I don't know. But Rochelle, do calm down before you hurt yourself. I can't understand a word you're saying.
Okay, this audio just got back. Oh my lord. Okay, Shannon. Thankfully, we have the rest of the night to chat. Nocturne! Hi, Nocturne. How did we get into this party? I mean, we know how you got into this party. You're rich. You have an island. You have 2 supervillains as, like, a wife and a lover. You're also, like, a space cop, so you have to be invited because you're, like, an upper echelon person. So, you being in this party, I understand. But how did me, Shannon, and Laurel get into this party? We don't even like Luke. We barely know Hannah. How did we get on the whole guest list? Because we only just came back from a bake sale. So listen, Twitch hates me, and I am hearing things doubled, so I'll see you in a few, Shannon. Trust me. We're gonna be at the end of the chapter in a short distance. Oh, you invited us. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That does make sense.
Where is that husband of yours?
The cop, the priest, or the evil guy? Yes!
Lee! Collect your wife right now!
Okay, that makes sense.
Don't you fucking talk like I'm not here and you're not responsible, you ass!
Seriously, lady, can I have your braids? I need them for a character that's literal shit. Shannon, I feel that pain. I feel that pain.
You told me that I should wait for you in the gardens!
How's your what?
Excuse me. What is this nonsense you're going on about?
Suddenly, I'm very glad that we were on the guest list.
Crazy talk! That's all it is! Just completely and utterly mad!
Suddenly, I'm very glad we were on the guest list. Oh, trust me, Shannon, when we're done with this chapter, I'm hopping in that Skype call and writing with you. Because right now, I'm like, this is getting good. Someone pass me the water glass! Because I ain't drinking, I'm driving home.
Has anyone seen the Chief Inspector?
No.
I am pregnant with your little bastard! You promised me you'll take responsibility.
Oh my lord! They got little itty bitty cheeses on sticks and mini franks. Oh, and what happened? Oh, okay, Luke, you have a bastard kid. But look at all these snacks, man! Like, I'm just so happy we got these little snacks at these parties. Anyway, what I missed, Nocturne? Something about a bastard kid?
God damn it, Luke! I finally got you to talk to me after months of silence, and you do this to me!
What?
What do you mean you're pregnant with? Luke, is this true?
Lies and slander, woman!
We ain't got no popcorn at this point. Wait, Nocturne, did you bring popcorn to this party? Because I know you packing the snacks. You usually got the good snacks for a party like this.
Security! Johans, take her out of here before she makes an even bigger fool of herself!
No, you do not do this to me! I was so ready to leave my stupid oaf of a husband. I told you to leave that damn wife of yours.
This is the greatest show ever.
Look at her. Does she look like she wants a baby?
She looks like she wants some...
Does she look like she could take care of a baby?
Bruh, I want to know what Rochelle's face is. Like, every time I've played this game, I'm like, what is Rochelle's face? I got nothing. I want Rochelle's face. Hannah and Luke are married. It's just Luke has wandering dick syndrome. Yeah, Luke has wandering dick syndrome. It's this syndrome that happens with guys. They're like, I love being married, but I also like putting it in anywhere I want to. It's also known as the Zeus complex. The Zeus complex is basically what that is. It is now that Jotunn returns with security along with a concerned-looking officer Lee. They surround her and move to escort the hysterical woman. Judging by his pale face, he has heard the whole thing, but I feel nothing but pity for the man.
I'm so sorry for her behaviour. She's been under a lot of stress, and the alcohol.
I mean, that's like the basic term, but a lot of guys want to be like, it's wandering dick syndrome. It's not even a fancy term, it's just what a lot of my lesbian friends have called it, because they're like, oh, it's called wandering dick syndrome. I'm like, what the fuck? How do you come up with these things? It's like, listen, fam. We love to talk shit about other guys. Like, I know this. You say shit about me all the time, even though we're friends. Like, it's nothing personal, but your gender is kind of shit. And I'm like, I know this. I apologize every day. It's never enough.
Talking nonsense, that's all it is. You're not allowed to drink because of the baby, Shelley. What are you thinking?
Her name is Shelley? No, that's her nickname. It's Rochelle.
Nothing to see here, people. Move along.
Now, if you excuse me, chefs to be going down into a certain chamber to then have a memory erased by some men in black suits. There's nothing to really see here. It's fine. It's fine. Go about your business. For science, what would a doctor teach a class of 5-year-olds for a school class trip? That is a good question. That is a good question. For 5-year-olds, I would probably say like a thing about a certain wildlife thing. If you can't regret it as an individual, then whatever. I agree with that, Nocturne, but it's like you gotta fake it with some of my friends apparently, where it's like, we know you're not really sorry, but the fake gesture means a lot. And I'm like, that means nothing to me, as you know. And then we go on talking shit about certain people in the media because we're kind of assholes. Most because that's what I do on YouTube anyway. I talk shit about the media. Except for Writers Cove Studios, because then I'm just making stuff that actually comes from the heart. Still though, for a 5-year-old teacher, I ain't got time for this. I feel that on a lot of levels, Nocturne. That's why I mostly hang out with Shannon now. Probably why I don't know about that. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You and Shannon are very selective people. You know the exact person that you want, and you won't settle for less. But still, to your question, Shannon, I feel like he or she, whatever the teacher may be, would just be teaching stuff like, certain things about wildlife, or about the water cycle, or about how the, nature around them works, like how the photosynthesis thing, or about, pollination, about bird migration, you know, just something that kids can just get a good handle on that's not too complex. Just like, these ladybugs were once small little larvas. Ew, that sounds gross, teacher, but they become these beautiful little ladybugs. So does that mean we can grow up to be beautiful? That's exactly right, Tina. Have a gold star. Oh yeah, no fair. How come Tina gets the gold star? I want a gold star, teacher. Okay, then let's go look at these baby swans. How do you think they feel just going in the water? They feel like they're at home. And why is that? In theory, kiddo, yeah. Is there really nothing here but the ramblings of a drunk? Would be a bad teacher to little kids. Yes, that's right. There's no way that what Rochelle says is the truth. What she says doesn't match up. I know, Luke. If such a scandalous meeting ought to be arranged... What? If such a scandalous meeting ought to be... What? Okay, I'm just gonna read it as such. If such a scandalous meeting are to be arranged, he won't do it in such a exposed place, especially not near his precious flowers. And he definitely won't promise responsibility of a child unless it can be helped. Besides, Luke would never. He will never go so far as to sleep with another woman, right? Oh, Hannah. Okay, fine. Who am I kidding? If I am to be completely honest with myself, he might cheat. With a bit of temptation and a bit of alcohol, he just might. And doesn't that just make my blood boil? To ever think of the slightest possibility of infidelity? Lee isn't too far off when he told me how Luke still acts like some young hotshot bachelor. I'm just saying. Oh, Nocturne, you about to spill the tea at this party? Hold up. Hold up, let me get some more water real quick. You about to spill some tea at this party? Like, tell me everything that you be hearing in the grapevines. Tell me everything you be hearing. Like, dish that tea, bruh. Dish that tea. Dicks! Maybe Marianne had a point. If I am frustrated, if I am unhappy, maybe a break is needed. Oh, that's why you went about. Oh, thank you. Also, why'd they draw that Ginger to have the biggest ass at the party? The way she just posed like that, like, bruh. Meanwhile, the brunette is like Pippa Middleton at the royal wedding for her sister, just like, ha! Hourglass! Like, bro. What the fuck? Some time apart might be just what the doctor ordered. Time apart to clear our heads and to think for ourselves, or for myself to be exact. Because looking at this mess before me just brings me nothing but distress. You know, Pippa Middleton. The sister to Princess. The princess that married what's-his-face in the royal family of Queen Elizabeth's kids. I feel a bit nauseous, actually. Not that I think about it. Not Lisa. Luke's too busy making a scene to notice, and concerned Becky pulls me to the side. She looks as disturbed as I am about this sudden turn of events. Probably not a big fan of drama. Definitely not used to it at any rate. Not surprising, as her parents were lovely yet simple people.
Hey, I figured you could use the save. You looked like you weren't doing too hot back there. Do we need to call a doctor or something?
Unless that doctor's Dr. Feelgood, I ain't really calling nobody, honey. Just get the fuck out of my face, you stupid...
Oh no, I'll just be needing some fresh air, that's all. Some help getting out of here would be much appreciated.
Sure, that won't be a problem. I wanted to get away from this drama too anyway. Just... Hey, Zachary! Hey, Zach!
At the mention of his name, I can't help but seek him out in the crowd as he makes his way over with his broad shoulders and his very, very blurred out face because of the light fixtures. They know each other?
Becca! This is a real hey, Miss Wright.
If I am to assign a random number to dedicate the odds of having two of my acquaintances know each other, I'll say the odds are 1 out of 1,000. And if this is any other situation, I would have been suspicious. It isn't completely impossible to have two random strangers who I met on separate occasions to know each other, in what will be complete random happenstance. It's just that it's been faked before to try and dupe me because of who I am and who I am married to. But right now, coincidence or not, I am just grateful for the help. As long as this doesn't turn out into a kidnapping anyway.
Hello, Zachary. I told you to call me Hannah. Did I not?
Yeah, you did. So this is what you called me for. We gonna get Hana out of here?
I can see that they're friends. Not terribly close ones, but friends nonetheless.
That'd be great.
They make quick work of getting us through the crowd. The people part because of Zachary's broad build, even if they want to approach me. If that isn't enough, Becky's pointed glares keep them at bay. We even make it out of the ballroom without any untoward incident. Though, judging by the commotion in the other room, the same cannot be said about the unexpected eviction. I really do need the fresh air. I need to be away from those nosy Parkers. I need to be away from Luke. This is a good start as any.
Hey, I gotta go back in there. Completely forgot my bag like an airhead, and I'll see if I can tag Ash on the way out. You'll be fine here, right, Hannah?
Not to worry, dearie. I'll just be right here.
Zach will be with you if you need anything.
Anything. A wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I would whistle right now, but my throat is too dry. Becky balks at the idea of going back into the ballroom. Anyone who hasn't yet would have realized I am gone by now, and those busybodies will be gossiping about how I left the building with 2 unknowns. Along with what just transpired, stories both inaccurate and made up will be spread by the night's end. It all matters very little in the grand scheme of things, of course. I wouldn't even bother to try and quell them by returning to the fray. That leaves me with...
Zachary?
Yeah, you need something?
Chocolate.
Oh, okay, but all I got is just some Reese's peanut butter cups, but why are you looking at me like that?
I was only going to say how nice it is to see you again.
Oh, okay.
So you don't want any chocolate? Because, like I said, I only got some Reese's peanut butter cups in my bag, but that's just for emergencies, because I got some weird blood sugar issues and whatnot.
I can see the tension in the lines of his shoulders. How can you tell? Odd how awkward he is when this isn't our first meeting. We had met on professional terms, certainly, but I'd like to think I was friendly. Nonetheless, I did not push the issue about the apparent discomfort when we were left alone. Not right away, at any rate. I know my curiosity will get the better of me soon. Before I could say anything, however, he speaks up.
You okay there, Hana? I mean, of course you're not okay after what happened in there. I mean, that was terrible, but you're not gonna just fall down and faint or anything, right?
I'm fine. Thank you for your concern.
A beat.
I should be asking you the same thing. I remember you being a lot more eloquent.
Oh, yeah. I'm just not too good with staying too long in a crowded room.
Yo, same, my dude. I hate crowded areas.
Or handling intense drama, you know. Sorry about my clothes. Didn't think there'd be a dress code. Not that I have anything that nice to wear to a shindig like this. I dig nice, small, simple parties, so this is a real doozy for me.
And do you host your own nice, small, and simple parties often?
Hell yeah, man. We watch all that stuff about Mystery Science Theater 3000 when we get the DVDs and whatnot, and then we laugh at other terrible movies together with some nice cheesy pizzas.
Only when there's occasion, birthdays and stuff.
Like I said, Mystery Science Theater parties. You gotta come to these. These are wild.
Those are a lot more fun for me, and I can be a lot more selective about letting only the people I'm cool with attend, right? I get to pick the food, too. Of course, I make most of them myself. There's usually a dozen people or less, and all we really do is just hang out. Maybe do some grilling, karaoke, dancing, you know, the usual.
Basically, a barbecue.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. You sure you're all right? You aren't exactly being eloquent yourself, as you put it. You must have something you want to get off your chest.
I'm not gonna make that joke today.
I don't know, Zachary. What am I supposed to say?
You can scream meld if you want. I won't snitch.
'Cause I ain't got no snitch chromosome, motherfucker.
You want to know what I think? How I feel? I think my friend may have slept with my husband. At least, I'm pretty sure she isn't pregnant with his baby, which isn't much now, is it? My husband is a selfish, pretentious, bloody sack of shite, and you know what? I don't give a flying fuck anymore! My God!
Well, that ain't good. Not giving a crap won't make the problem go away.
However, it does make life a lot easier.
I'm going to ask him for a break, Zachary. I'm not going to pretend that there isn't a problem, but I just need to step back.
Stay in your bag, sis. Stay up in your motherfucking bag.
Fair enough. As long as you don't just up and disappear on him, I suppose.
Stay in your bag, girl. Just stay in your bag.
Yes. Now can we please stop talking about him?
I'd rather start talking about my new love interest that's standing in front of me.
What, you mean the building? 'Cause the building's very nice.
Oh my God, Zachary.
Tell me more about your small, simple parties.
And how I can be invited to a small, intimate, simple party.
Karaoke and dancing. How does that even go together?
Simple, really. We hope Ash doesn't take the mic, put on a bit of fun music, and just dance.
Otherwise, we just beat up Zach. Alright, no, I'm Zach. We beat up Ash and then just lock him in the closet. I was about to say we beat myself up.
Not that I can, but there ain't nothing complex about it.
You can't be that bad.
I'm pretty good with the twist. Or that's what they tell me, at least.
Let's do the twist.
I think they're just being nice. I'm sure it just looks awkward.
Son, I could teach you how to dance.
Alright. It's been a minute since I've done this. I don't know which one makes it very good for Zach.
I've learned that men tend to exaggerate. You can't honestly be that bad, can you?
Dicks! Okay.
What? Do you need a demonstration?
That would be preferable, yes.
It's not like there's music here, Hana. Come on.
Let's do the twist in Fire Emblem Mansion. Yeah.
I could barely dance with music, and I don't want to be dancing alone. I'll just look silly.
Imagine, mon ami. You are an artiste, are you not? With your photos and films and your guitar.
How'd you know about the guitar?
You must know notes to play an instrument. Find a melody and a beat. Would it be such a stretch of the imagination? And don't fret. I will gladly be your partner.
I know, I could tell by his expression that he's flushed, embarrassed. But no more protests escape him, and he focuses with a slight tilt of his head. Then he starts to hum a little tune. I drag him into the gardens, while we go through the motions, and he gains courage the further we are from other people. Naturellement. I don't know why, but I always enjoy the ending where these two end up together. Like, I can't explain it. They just kind of mesh well. And we just dance. Though he stumbles at first, unsure and bashful.
Where did you even learn to dance, Zach?
I learned it from a Lucio impersonator. You gotta come to the conventions I go to. They crazy.
The 60s want their moves back, honestly.
College of two left feet, obviously. And I'll have you know the twist is still an awesome dance.
No, it's not. It's really not. It's not at all, you simple boy. We're happy and we're having fun. You know, Zachary fumbles with his steps and did the funniest, oddest movements that anyone can pass off as dancing. There's no need to impress anyone, however, not even each other. and this is the most I've smiled and laughed in a long time. It is simple. Simple is nice. Simple is clean. October 29th on Saturday. I wish the same can be said about what I'm about to do. Simple isn't the adjective I will use to describe the task at hand. Because, really, how does one tell their husband that they want to separate and say that, no, this is not a divorce? Not yet, at least. The possibility is there. But still, how am I even to explain that to Luke without him throwing a fit? Cutting too deeply into my sausage, I open my mouth to excuse myself. That is until I spy Luke mashing and stirring his poached eggs with a fork like a petulant child. He has been silent all the while, chin in his hand and elbow resting on the table like a slob. I worry that my absence after the debacle might have caused more harm than good.
Luke? I think we need a bit of a break. You know, some time apart.
At my words, he grows still and silent. I'm not quite sure whether I should be worried or not. I take it as my cue to keep talking.
It's not permanent or anything like that. Just for a while. In a few days, perhaps. I was thinking I can move back into our penthouse in the meantime, but I won't be moving out right away, so that I can help settle everything here. And I haven't even thought of packing yet. And I'll want to ask Johannes to assign some of our staff. Unless you want the penthouse anyway. Then I'll stay here instead.
No, you take the penthouse. It'll be easier for you.
It isn't supposed to be this easy, is it? I don't know, fam. Whenever I asked for breaks, that was the worst decision of my life for things. Because then everyone and their mama was just like, so what you gonna do? You a free man right now. You wanna hit the club? It's like, nah, fam, I just wanna figure out where we went wrong. Fuck that, man! Why don't we do this, that, and the third thing? Like, I made a lot of mistakes. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say I was perfect in any of my relationships. I've made my mistakes. But I was not gonna be so bad as to be like, oh shit, I got like another person pregnant. Nah, I don't go that badly. I'm getting better as I get older, but even I will admit I'm not perfect. Can he really react so aloof to it?
Isn't this to your liking? I imagine that you'd like the space and independence. You'll have the bed and covers to yourself, and you can have whatever you want prepared for meals. You can even have all the wine you want, though I'd rather that you don't.
This isn't about that, Hana. Well, it's partly that, but...
The man stops playing with his food, choosing instead to push the plate aside.
What's wrong, Luke?
He slumps back in his chair and stops short of putting his feet up on the table like a slob. I suspect he's wanting some wine or absinthe by now, but any sort of alcohol is suspiciously absent in his hands.
Aside from that disaster yesterday and you telling me you want a divorce, everything is peachy keen.
Let me consult the people in the room that aren't stupid. Nocturne, Shannon, aside from the fact that we're no longer in the setting because we left the party like hours ago, I want to repeat to the court right now that Hannah did not in fact discuss anything about a divorce. She just wants a trial separation that could just be leading towards a better outcome for their marriage, where by evidence A through C about Luke's actions are warranted for said separation, and thusly this should be ruled into the court that Miss Hannah Wright has the actual privilege of a separation without said backpedaling and or just backhanded motions. I would like to establish this to the court because this was utter bullshit. I would just like to still submit this evidence to the court as well as my statement as the entire trial, because the defendant, Luke Wright, did not present any sort of clear case to the matter at hand. All he left was a racist statement about not wanting her with the boy. That is very fucked up. So, if it pleases the court that on the half of my client, Miss Hannah Wright, is due course for separation. Thank you. Now to just wait on the judge to do the ruling. And with that being said, Luke, you are indeed a dick, and go fuck yourself. Oh, go fuck your left pinky whoa! Jesus!
Well, you want me to start in the letters then? To start the divorce settlements and whatnot?
Oh, my lord.
Will you be seeking ways to throw me out onto the street without a penny to my name?
Oh, my lord.
No, Luke, this isn't a divorce. I just told you this is only temporary. Are you really having a sulk because of what she said yesterday?
Well, what? The fact that he forgot to pull out and not just ejaculate into a woman's uterary walls to have her have a baby that he would not even pay child support for, to make her just raise it with a man she doesn't love, or the fact that he got caught cheating with one of the 3 other women in his life that he's been literally shoving his 3-inch pecker into because he has no solace of happiness because his own wife won't touch him because of his alcoholism. Oh, lordy.
I am having a sulk because you believe her. You stormed out and now you're asking for us to split up? Soon enough, you'll want to throw me out like I'm a piece of trash.
Do you think I would be this calm if I believed her, Lucille Mitchell Wright?
Wait, Lucille? I'm sorry, Lucille? Luke, I'm sorry to ask this, but, did your parents hate you?
Because believe me, if I did, well, it wouldn't be pretty. Besides, I know how you feel about children. It makes the whole statement laughable.
Sure, whatever you say.
His mouth draws into a thin line. I can't bring myself to comment on his half-hearted reply. Sorry, I had to skip over that one line because I was reading what Shannon wrote, because that was more interesting than this debacle. It only emphasizes the wall that has been built up by my obstinance and his hubris. And it looms between us, keeping us apart.
When are you leaving? In a week?
It won't take that long to pack. After All Saints, perhaps? I'll go and inform the staff of this.
He only nods. And I'll be lying if I said that didn't disappoint me. I expected more resistance. The man can be stubborn as a mule if he wants to be. Perhaps I can leave now just to spite him. But that isn't like me. Even if it does end in a divorce, a thing we both surely wish to avoid, we can still leave on amicable terms. There's no point in making a mountain out of a molehill.
What are you still doing here? Just leave. You still have some packing to do, don't you?
Guys, I'm gonna be frank here about divorce, because two-time man of divorce over here. Well, the first one was just because my first wife was an utter whore. Misspelling of the name Lucille, given the devs aren't it? Oh, that's why I said, did his parents hate him? Because that's close to the origin of the name Lucifer. So I'm like, did your parents hate you? Because for a character like Luke, where he's just the temper tantrum every 5 minutes, I feel like he only has that whole excuse of my parents hated me. That's why my name is Lucille, the origin for the male name being Lucifer, where unless you were born of a very evil nature, to where you just revel in the ideology of Loki or Lucifer being your name, to where your spirit is just very driven into that factor, then I can kind of just see that, yeah, your parents loved you enough to embrace your evil. But if you just like, oh god, I was like, your parents truly hated you. Honestly, Luke should be a Lucifer. He is the actual... Lucifer is one of the princes. They get that wrong because the Bible is written by so many stupid things that I'm not going to go into. But Lucifer is just one of the princes along with Satan. The real devil is more or less a dark version of what people call God. He is the embodiment of the darkness that was born from the light, and why the Inferno is the way the Inferno is. It's the reflection that was born because of darkness and damnation. As such, because humanity wants to warp it around just the fallen one being the devil, they want to exercise it as you only are fighting that of... which is why the theory is he's a... Yeah, Yahweh is the more correct name, but needless to say, though, my whole spiritual standpoint, because when you dive into spirit walking so much to kind of find out the real history of spirituality, it just sort of makes you feel like all religion is just a lie to dissuade you, because a lot of different religions try to just tell you the wrong things to make you fall prey to a bigger trap, which is what's written by mankind. But I'm not going to go into my whole thing about what's gone on with my psyche to where I've tried to become more spiritually awakened, that on a physical standpoint, my psyche is broken into a million fragments. Let's go back into the statement before about my whole thing about divorce. When it comes to stuff of like my first wife, I relate her to Luke in a lot of aspects, and why I wanted to give this game a try the first time when I saw Valley play it years ago. Luke is, in fact, someone that is so young in how they execute things that it just sort of goes into a weirder standpoint about what is the true evil, what is the true catalyst for how to ruin a good relationship when you're just so young that you don't take into consideration the other person's feelings, their emotions, their anything, and you're just ruling by how your hormones are the absolute factor, because all you wish to do is just simply be there in spite, just to leech off of them until you have them as a sad shell of their former selves. And why Hannah is probably one character I can kind of relate to in the marriage aspect of someone that wanted to be a good spouse, but ultimately just hated being in that situation the more they just thought about it, and why that divorce was such a blessing in disguise. To be in a relationship, whether it's your first adult relationship or not, like what happened in my second marriage, to where you have to learn to compromise and understand that there's more than just a simple factor, and how your wording means a lot more to someone's whole viewpoint of things, is why you need to make sure that when you communicate, you're actually communicating to where you can understand where the person is coming from. Because saying stuff like, for example, saying stuff like someone's dad doesn't trust or like you and wouldn't want you to take their child away to just go on a simple date because they rather would just keep you on the property, gives a weird connotation to a minority who's had a lot of racial tension thrown their way, and it makes them go on edge the rest of their lives. To even say stuff like, you're surprised that one cousin's romantic interest and their parent, who will probably be their in-law someday, only talk to you as a surprising factor because they don't like people of color just sends another wavelength of you're making a bigger mountain from a molehill that didn't need to be born. And it also leads to more issues the more things just grow into play, to make it less of this was an adult versus a child and more into a person that wants to be understood and one person that won't even listen because they want to just see the negatives and push everyone away because that's all that they know and they fear that that's what's going to come. That's also what I'm viewing from this thing with Luke, because he knows he's in the wrong, he knows what he did is foul, but he doesn't know how to express it because he's never been a true adult. He's truly just been a child. Something that I can kind of relate to on my second divorce, because although I will always love Ash, what happened to the outcome to make us get divorced is always just going to be that pitfall into this is not how you do things. This is a childish outcome, and we could have done so much more. We could have been so much better off if you just honestly listened to what I had to say about the situation, and we could have just talked things out instead of just assuming it was because I didn't want to be with them, because it was a lot of things being just dug out and dredged out to where it's not always just about the people's actions. It's usually the wording that affects the mental scape, to where if you don't have people summing up the actuality of things better, that paints a terrible photograph in your mind for the rest of your life. Yes, I did say paint the photograph, because in my own mind, instead of just camera flash, digital pixels and particles to make the whole photograph, I think like an artist. Like, you snap the photo, it's like a paintbrush inside the camera, makes the canvas, then prints out the photograph. You're welcome. You have like a small thing in my mind about how I have photographic memory in certain regards, even though I should probably have a better memory in general. But yeah, that's one of the things that kind of touched me in a weird way about the letter that I never really understood until I had to replay it for stream today, about why these things affect me in a way where I want to play this more. And the story of Hannah and Luke's relationship is why I can't really just sit idly by and like not take this a little bit more personally. Paintbrushing that's all you took from that whole entire spiel, Nocturne? Paintbrushing a camera? Oh my god.
Go ahead. I won't stop you.
Thanks, Luke. Thanks for proving my rant more and more prevalent. Go ahead and do nothing. There isn't much to do, it seems, whenever I step up to the plate and try to take responsibility for something. Perhaps because everything has already been handled by someone hired specifically for the job. Luke is selfish jackass. Almost justified. Wow. Glad to know my rant actually just... Okay. And with Johann's overseeing the staff and Luke handling everything else as a whole, there doesn't leave much for me. I can't even take the job of delegation because all it takes is a word to one of the senior staff and everything will be taken care of for me. Moving in here a few days ago might have very well been the chore that took the most effort from me. But that didn't take any real effort
Yes,
at all.
Hannah, go buy a mansion in the middle of nowhere. Good idea. Great plan.
There are no dishes to set aside and busy myself with. Any mess left behind is now nearly non-existent. To sit on a counter while eating cake is supposed to be my next plan. Alas, there isn't even one to finish off, and I don't really know what brought me to the kitchens in the first place. It's not like I'm craving anything else, nor do I have any unfinished business left here. Hold on. To me, I don't care why you treat women like sex toys. throw him aside. If you do, you're a horrible person. I leave it to be trying to stay. Oh my god! Oh shit! Like, I'm not trying to say I understand, like, the thing. I just say that I see a lot of my former marriages in Luke. Cause the sluttiness was my first wife. The childishness was my second. If I get remarried, I want someone that is at least someone that is an adult, but is a selective freak for just me. Like, that's all I'm trying to say. Luke is just the embodiment of two of my only two failed marriages at all as a adult, and it's why I have a lot of issues with him. I don't sympathize, I don't justify anything. I just say that I understand the whole thing about it. No! No! To hell with Isabella. But there's a calling to this room. Speaking of calling, why not do just that? Might as well, since I have nothing else to do. At least that will require some effort on my part. With how cut off the rest of Luxembourg the mansion is, and with how long it was abandoned before we moved in, having a landline is out of the question. The solution's supposed to be our mobiles, though it isn't much considering how spotty the signal is in the area. It'll take a bit of maneuvering to get even a single bar as it is. It takes a bit as I said it would. I have to park my rear on one of the cold drawers that just suits me just fine. I'd rather shoot myself in the dick. I'd rather shoot myself in the dick. That's how I feel about that. I'd rather shoot myself in the dick. Holy shit, I've been playing for like an hour and a half? What the fuck? Another matter that needs my effort is who to call. I don't know, Hannah, how about that one boy you secretly in love with? What's his name again? I feel like it's that one boy you in love with. He got the broad shoulders, he can barely dance, he likes to take photographs. She who must not be named is certainly off the list. Quote number 51. That doesn't leave much in the category of close friends who attended the party, along with the category of who else is awake at this early hour. But soon enough I manage, and the call goes through.
Hello, Rebecca Gales here. Who's this?
Good morning, Becky.
Hannah? Oh, wait, how did you get my number?
I'm psychic and I stalked you.
You responded to your RSVP through the phone. It's all saved in here, of course.
Plus, I was stalking you.
I thought I'd like to say hi and make plans and get together sometime. Also, I'd love to hear news about your mother and father and about you, my dear.
Phone, what the fuck? Oh my god! Holy shit! Guys, I'm gonna get paid again! Oh my fucking god! Yo! I love this contract! Your boy's about to make some more motherfucking money this week! Bruh! Hell yes! Money! Yes! I love this job! I love voice acting! Holy shit, just like, I'm doing this whole thing, I'm gonna be streaming, la-da-da-la, blase blah whoopsie. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna need to pay you to do this. Like, bruh, what? Huh? Hold up, what? You saying I gotta do this and I'm getting paid? Boy, give me that money. I'm sorry, I'm cheesing. This is like, bruh, I'm sorry, I'm cheesing because I like money. I love money. It's the fourth most important thing for a person in this world. It's oxygen, it's water, it's food, and then there's money. Money is the fourth most important thing in life because everything needs money, except for those first two things of like oxygen and water, because we're all made of water, basically. Food, on the other hand, costs money. So, like, you need money, but that's less important than food. Like, you could just hunt for food, but then you'd just be like, bruh, this don't feel right without, like, cooking it, because then you need, like, some shots and shit. So, you're just kind of confused as a motherfucker, like, what am I supposed to do if I can't cook this bitch? I can't chop down wood because it's illegal, because there's a preserve, like, five feet away, but, like, the stuff I caught was legal. And if I chop everything down, then it's like a problem for like some eco people. So it's like, you know what, just fuck, I'm gonna go buy some from McDonald's. You have to buy water unless you live by a river or plan on catching raindrops in you. Yeah, god damn it, money. God damn it. This is why you're only number 4, cause you was a bitch.
Oh, I hope I didn't wake you up.
Oh, you're good. It's sports day at school today, so I was just prepping for that.
Figures that you'd be a teacher as well. I'm sure your students must absolutely adore you.
Bitch, who you saying?
Don't know about that.
Mathematics?
History, actually. Anyway, it's real nice to know you've got my number. I was going to ask for yours because Mom wanted to keep in touch.
You could have asked, silly girl. I would have gladly given it to you.
As well as the person that gave me this overstuffed brassiere that I'm wearing.
Couldn't, though, because, well, the thing that happened. But really am sorry, though. I gotta run. School, schedule, stuff. Is there anything else you want to say? Don't want to use the mobile while driving?
Oh, of course. I shouldn't keep you. But I wanted to thank you for your company yesterday.
Not a problem.
I was hoping you could thank Zachary on my behalf as well. He was really kind and wonderful.
And single.
Well, you can tell him that yourself if you want. I can give you his number.
Oh, no, I don't want to be a bother. Intruding on his privacy.
Unless, of course, he's not with a girlfriend, of course.
Pretty sure he'd be fine with it. If you two on a first-name basis and all. So, his number, right, it's...
This call starts to go static, much to my frustration. A strange clicking noise drowns out most of her words, too. I can barely understand what she's saying. Ah! My ears! The line completely dies. I can feel a headache coming along. It's just building up, starting from a light button throbbing on one side of my head. The static is gone, and that helps a lot. But there's still that incessant, horrible clicking. Again and again and again. Which doesn't make sense. The mobile's turned off, isn't it? And if it isn't coming from the phone, then where? Look, bitch, you interrupted a very important phone call. Yeah, girl, get like T-Mobile or something, goddamn. Looking about, I can't help but let my eyes be drawn to the hatch, leading into the wine cellar once more. That's when the clicking stops, and I can hear that crying, that familiar crying from before. What happened the other day, when I was told that nobody should be down there? I tried to forget about it because how it unsettled me so. One can hardly do that when I'm looking at the very thing I'm trying to forget. Somebody's crying down there. But if I leave it alone, it simply won't stop bothering me for the rest of the day. They might have forgotten to lock it with the party going on.
This again? If somebody is pulling my leg, I will not be happy.
True enough, all it takes is a bit of a pull to open the hatch. As I look down to the cellar, a sense of uneasiness washes over me. It isn't just the sudden onset of vertigo and nausea, but also the darkness. It's suffocating. And as I look down, it feels as if it's looking back at me. I worry that something will suddenly pull me into the deep. Crying drowned beneath the shrieks that start echoing through my head, high and shrill, like nails being dragged against a chalkboard. They're all screaming, shouting at me. and I just feel her rage. Help me. She wants to drown me and drag me down and crush me in the very depths of darkness, but there's nothing left of me. The dark abyss waits for me, for my death. They're all calling for me. It is a nightmare. There's a rope around my neck. I can feel the rest of me being torn apart. They're still screaming. I'm screaming. No, it's not my voice that escapes my lips. It crawls through, climbing up and forcing its way up my throat like putrid bile. I choke and gag if I scream and shrill all at the same time. And I'm me, but not me. Oh, shit. Sorry. I can see why this wasn't on console. This would have been a fucking pain in the ass. It pushes me down to my knees, for I'm prone and vulnerable on my stomach. It makes me stumble, and I can just feel my whole body seizing, writhing on the floor. Everything and nothing hurts. It feels like I'm on the verge of death, and if I'm not dying, I nearly wish I actually am.
Hannah? Hannah, what is going on in there?
Why are you?
Brains.
Seeing Luke, something snaps back, and I'm able to take a gasp of air of my own volition for the first time in what felt like centuries. I would have rejoiced and cried for his name. The pain still did not rake my body. Hugs are nice. But not from you. Instead, all I can do is stare listfully as he comes to my side and lifts me up, cradling me in his arms. He tries to get me to my feet, perhaps to take me out of here, but all he's able to do is get me to sit, make sure I'm not trashing on the floor. Thrashing! That's what they meant, thrashing on the floor. I can still feel my muscles spaz, limbs jerking like a puppet on a string. Luke holds me tight and keeps me still so that I do not hurt myself anymore. Whatever it is that happened, it was his mind. It has my mind feeling frayed and battered. Eventually the pain dies down into a dull ache, and my own tongue stops feeling like cotton. It's only now that I can feel the wetness on my cheeks, tears streaking down my face. A coughing rakes my body now that I don't feel like I'm choking, and it just all feels so horrible, but I don't care. I don't care.
Please.
What happened here? Who did this to you?
I don't know. I am so sorry.
Shh, it's all right. You're safe now, Hannah. You're safe now.
Well, that happened. Zachary! And with that, guys, we are gonna call it there. We just closed out the Hannah chapter, and wow, we got so much accomplished for doing absolutely nothing. But man, what a crazy stream! We got to see a whole entire hose mad. We got to see Zach just put on the moves with Hannah giving the moves in return. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And we also gonna have all that goodness with Becca trying to get that Ash Deluxe City D. And with Luke just being exposed for just kind of reminding me of both my failed marriages because, topical misery. Oh, someone please give me a hug. And also, in the middle of the stream, I got me some other stuff on my contract, which means your boy is gonna get paid some nice old moolah. Motherfucker. This is such goodness, such graciousness, such chef's kiss. Yes. But anyway, though, I should probably start setting up the raid because, well, I have obligations to attend to. I have friends I need to discuss things with, and I'm kind of getting tired, mostly because this game takes a lot out of you when you're not really paying attention. So, let me just get the closing screen on. I will see you guys for the next stream later on in the week. Actually, by later on in the week, I mean in the morning tomorrow, where we are going to probably be doing some, I would probably say some more The Last of Us. Till then, here's the raid. And, yes, have a good rest of your evening, everyone.